Hey everybody, how we doing? Sunnyvale Rejects back in the house with another video. That's right, another video for you, my friends and family. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately because I've been out of town and it's not the same. I really enjoy being in front of the camera, having a conversation of sorts with you guys. You know, today's video just came to me about an hour ago. And the truth is, I was traveling. I was in Colombia for about 10 days. Then I was in Orlando for 5 days. And I was away from my man corner, my books, my bikes, my skateboard. And I really, really miss them. I don't know if you're like me, but I go by the bookshelf all the time and pull a book off the shelf. I look at its cover. I look at the spine. I flip through the pages. I look at the copyright page because they're like fish swimming in a tank. They're not just books on a shelf. They matter to me. And I'm guessing that it matters to you too. And since I missed my books so much lately, it got me thinking about what books I liked the most. So the title of this video is The Rarest Books in My Collection. Now this is middle grade and YA. The adult books, you know, that'll be another video. But let's substitute rare for most cherished. Cherished. Okay, and I haven't even opened my beer yet. I'm about to, and it looks like I need to. I used to go to school here, University of Southern Mississippi. While I was there, Donald Bartolome was the head of the English department. Him, his dad, his brother, they're all notable, well-known, respected writers. Cherish. That's funny. Yes. So these books matter to me, and every single one of them, the ones behind me, the ones I'm going to show you today, it's not just a purchase that I'm going to read. This represents time away from the sturm and drang of it all. You know, I'm looking on Amazon, Pango, Thrift, half-price books. I'm in Goodwill, Salvation Armies, and I'm spending time looking at books because it distracts me. It makes me forget about the pain and anguish of life. Yes, we are always going through something. God bless Texas. Love you guys. God bless Texas and everybody else who needs it. But books are like therapy, and I spend a lot of time looking at them, analyzing them, reading the blurbs on the back, that kind of thing. So when I buy it, I know I got the right book that I'm going to collect and then I'm going to read. So here we go. I want to show you the books that I care about the most. And yeah, some of them are pretty valuable. They're hard to find. But if you've got money and time, you can find anything. I'm not saying I do, but if you do have money, you can go anywhere and everything is for sale. So what's rare for somebody might not be rare for the next person. And also, it's the condition. You might find a book that's not so rare, but finding it in a good, excellent, new, mint condition is rare. So again, some of this stuff is going to be relative to everybody, but these are the rarest, most cherished books in my middle grade YA collection. If you got a beer, take a sip too. Here we go. You guys hear me give props a lot. And I'm going to give props again right now to my boy, Cameron Chaney. Watching his show changed my life. I was teaching for the first time at Slam in West Palm Beach, and it is the hardest job I've ever had. And I was just irritable as hell, couldn't sleep, was grinding my teeth. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I could make it or not. And I couldn't just walk away because I'd fallen in love with some kids there, man. I cared about these rascals, you know. But anyway, I was watching his show. And he used to have this music in the background that was just very, very spooky, but soothing to me. So I listened and hung on just about every word this dude said. And when he started talking about Fear Street, my ears perked up. It was everything I loved and missed about books, you know, because I grew up reading classics. I missed this era. Except for Choose Your Own Adventures. I read a lot of Choose Your Own Adventures. So anyway, this is not just what I missed, but there's something very nostalgic about these books, and I'm really enjoying them now because I was very, very bored with the classics, like Faulkner, like Hemingway, like Dostoevsky, like Chekhov. I was bored, and this reignited my love and appetite for books. So here we go. All of these are first editions. Primarily first prints. I won't differentiate between hardback and paperback. And there's only 2 books here that are not first editions, and we'll start with this one. When I first started thinking about Fear Street, which is what started it all basically, I had to have this book. The Sleepwalker. I love it. I cherish it. And I can't wait to read it. This is not a first edition, but it's a beautiful little copy. The Sleepwalker. I'm sure you guys know about it. The Sleepwalker. Had to have it. Now, Cameron Chaney used to talk about this bad bitch all the time and made me hate her long before I'd read the books, you know. But Silent Night, got them out of order here, but Silent Night, first edition, little first paperback printing. This is all embossed here. Reba Darby, is that her name? It's been a while since I read it, but God, everything bad that happened to her, you're like, you deserve it. It made me want to go out and be the best person I could possibly be. But it's Fear Street, and this was an amazing trilogy. So that's Silent Night 3. Silent Night 2, amazing. Did she get what she deserved? If you've read the book, you know. And if you haven't, do it. Stop what you're doing, or maybe wait till Christmas time. Yeah. But give Silent Night a go, the trilogy. This is a good one. It's kind of hard to find in good condition. It's Truth or Dare. It's all embossed, first edition. What is this, little archway? Or is this Avon? Yeah, a little archway paperback. It's got a nick up here somewhere. Oh, it's on the back. But I had to have it, y'all. What else is there to do with all 7 of them stuck in Dara Harker's luxury ski condo? There are 3 guys and 4 girls. Some of them friends, some nearly strangers, all of them trapped. A blinding blizzard has stilled the lifts, blocked the roads, and killed the phones, of course. Because if there's a phone, you're like, yep, yellow, policeman, please come to yada yada address, okay? Click, no book. The Face. The Face is another one that I had to have, and I couldn't consider my collection complete until I had it. It's still not complete. I'm missing a few, but literally only a few. And as you know, I think there was 51 original Fear Street books and a whole lot of spin-offs. Ghost of Fear Street, Fear Street Nights, which I have. That's a trilogy. And Ghosts of Fear Street, Return to Fear Street, and oh, come on, there's a lot more. You guys know. Tons of spin-off because folks can't get enough. It is just fun, great entertainment, spooky, nice twists and turns. You guys know Fear Street. I'm not going to sell it to you. Come on, baby. Yeah, I had to have this book. They say something horrible happened that day, but Martha can't remember any of it. Not the smallest detail. They say it will come back to her in time. I'm guessing somebody enters her life and says, hey, I'm your boyfriend, remember me? And he just wants something from her. Yeah, that's a good one. And then this one, when I was started to search for this one, there's 2 books in this series. Do you call it that? But anyway, this one was hard to find. Now, who knows? And that goes for all of these books. They were very difficult to find when I found them, but who knows now? Yep. Fear Street started in 1989. Yep. The first book was The New Girl. And this is Fear Hall, the Beginning. There's a part 2. It's up there on the shelf. A special message from R.L. Stine. Come with me to Fear Hall. That's the creepy college dorm built many years ago by the cursed Fear family. Hope and her roommates live in Fear Hall. Hope's boyfriend lives there too. They're all good students and best friends. Everything is going great. Until one of them becomes a murderer. Get some Fear Street in your life. They are collectible. I don't know what you consider valuable, you know, but they're collectible and they're very, very fun. And it's like getting tattoos for those of you old enough and who have them. Once you get one, you're like, that wasn't so bad. Let me get another one. And Fear Street's kind of like that. Okay, so I did go from Fear Street to Point Horror. I'm going to put these right here. Middle grade came a little bit later for me, and that's my squeaky ass chair. It's so old, though, and it's really nice. I just got to fix it. I apologize for the squeakiness. Incidentally, in my last video, there was some glass tinkling sound in the background. That was my cologne bottles banging together as I was moving my desk. Sorry. But I moved those at least, but you still got to hear the squeaky chair, and I apologize. But do any of you guys have that? You know, that old-ass piece of furniture or that old-ass whatever that you should be getting rid of or fixing or whatever or replacing, and you don't? But your significant other makes you promise that you will. Okay, Point Horror. Point Horror, there's 113 books in the series. It started with Blind Date, which was written by R.L. Stine, and that was in, 1986. And Fear Street came out in 1989, so Blind Date, Point Horror was before Fear Street. And there's numerous authors, male and female, and the content runs the gamut. I heard Cameron Chaney talk about this book a couple of times, and the way he described it as it being just a complete standout from the Point Horror catalog, I had to give it, and boy was he right. It's The Christmas Killer by Patricia Windsor. When I was looking for this, you could not find this book. And, look, you're talking 15, 20, 25 bucks maybe, which isn't a lot. It's not a lot. It can be, but it's not a lot if you enjoy collecting and you like to look at them as often as I do and you read them, but you go back to them, so it's not a one and done disposable kind of thing. I always go back to certain books, and these books are those that I go back to. Even the ones that I haven't read, I still go back to them, I look at them, and I look forward to reading them. This is Patricia Windsor, The Christmas Killer, and it is a standout because it is deep and it is very, very well written. But she's got other books. Maybe you've heard of some of them. One of them is called Nightwood. It's back here somewhere on the shelf. Maybe I got it here. But The Blooding, also Scholastic. Have you heard of The Blooding? This one's kind of hard to find, especially in good condition. And this is good condition. Damn stupid ring light. I can never get the brightness right. My clicker doesn't work. It works to start the video, but then not to end it. But Patricia Windsor, yeah, great writer. Spooky stuff, but well written. Like, takes the time to delve deeply into a character's background, but just enough. Explains scenery and seasonal stuff, like the leaves on the tree, the scent of crisp winter air, that kind of thing. She does it justice, and some people just can't. They have the desire to do it, but they just can't. A teacher told me one time that just because you have the idea does not mean it's your story to write. Maybe somebody else could write it better. That's The Blooding. That's another one of Patricia Windsor's books. I do have Blind Date, too. That R.L. Stine book that started it all. Blind Date. He was writing joke books and stuff like that, and his agent came to him and said, why don't you try to write something a little bit more serious? How about a YA thriller? And she gave him this title, Blind Date, and he went home and he wrote a novel. And that was it. Kicked off the Point Horror catalog. Here we go. Blind Date. Carrie's had a very bad year, but now his luck has finally changed. Somehow I doubt that. He's got a blind date with a girl who sounds really hot. He can't wait. He knows this girl is going to be really different. Carrie's right, because his blind date really is the girl of his dreams. Or maybe his worst nightmares. Yeah. All right, so continuing on with Point Horror, man. Let me say, where should I start? Yeah, let's start with these. Cameron Chaney was looking for this book at one time, and I had found it already, and I was like, yes! Let me give my boy Shady Side Library a shout out too, because he's got a great collection, and he inspired me too. He inspired me to dig into Christopher Pike. How's that? What up, Zach? How you doing, brother? I'm digging your shorts, and thank you for your short videos. But you probably got awesome shorts too. But thanks for the inspiration, dude. So this is Second Sight by Sinclair Smith. She wrote a lot of books for Point Horror. Grayson was blind, but thanks to an operation, now she can see. The trouble is, she can see a lot more than meets the eye. Does she see into the mind of a killer? Does she see crimes before they happen? Read it, damn it. But don't spoil it for me. All right. She's got another one on the list, Dream Date. And again, these are first edition, first prints. Beautiful little crisp, clean copies for the most part. Nice spines. I don't buy stuff with messed up spines unless it's absolutely the last option. And then I'll read it and look for a nice, crisp first edition to buy to replace it, because I can't get rid of them. My wife, my mother, my kid, they're like, don't buy another book. Don't. And I make promises all the time that I won't. But it's therapy, I'm telling y'all. It makes me feel good. Katie's worst nightmare has come true. And she's in it. Shy, pretty Katie longs to meet the perfect guy she thinks she has when she falls asleep one night and meets Heath Granger. In her dreams, Heath is handsome, charming, exciting, and if he's a little jealous, so what? He's only a dream. Or is he? That rascal. That damn rascal. I really like the font and that Dream Date is written in. The color, whatever, it's nice. All right, let me make some more room here. Pardon me for a second. We've still got a few more Point Horror books to go. I know y'all can't see this, but my desk is littered with books. And I'm so happy to be looking at these again and talking to you guys and talking about books. I love it. It's a shame that when you teach, you actually have to teach. Because I think that, in my experience, most things that you pass on to these kids that are worthy of being received are proffered during conversation. Let's just say that, during conversation. And I try to do that, kind of like the Socratic method in law schools. Put us in a circle. Let somebody generate an idea. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it, Holy hell. It's Sweet 16. I could not find this book to save my life, even though I heard it sucked. And it's got really bad reviews. And it's got like a 3.2 or 3 on Goodreads. I had to have it. Look. Look at that. Yes, indeed. Had to have it. Haven't read it yet. Sweet 16 and Never Been Killed. Leslie can't wait to turn Sweet 16. She's planning a huge birthday bash and everyone's invited. Leslie's gorgeous boyfriend Rick, her best friend Deborah, her cousin Trish. It's going to be a total blast. Until somebody gets their face ripped off. It's Sweet 16 and it goes down here. Couple more. Look at this beauty. I had to have it. Had to have it. Yes, we need more of this. Hide and Seek by Jane McFan. 16 is too young to die. I'm not going to read the blurb because the title probably does enough work here. Look at this. Come on. The Perfume by Caroline B. Cooney. She wrote more than a few books for Point Horror. Look at this. Wonderful. Can you imagine you write a book, right? Let's just say it's your first book. You spent years in a bedroom by yourself, not even talking to anybody about it. You finally get a book deal, and they send you the galleys and stuff. And then you get your first print in the mail, and it's like this. And you're like, my God. People gots to have that. Look at that gold, whatever the hell. That gold font, the title is beautiful. The Sweet Smell of Evil. Come on. Wow, I could look at that all day. Dove doesn't want to buy the perfume. She doesn't like its scent. And its name frightens her because it's called Venom. But somehow she can't help herself. It's almost as if something or someone inside her is forcing her to try it. Dove was always a nice person, a sweet and gentle girl on whom friends could rely. But spray some of that on her? Oh, watch out. Better watch out. She goes crazy. All right, making more room. Making more room, y'all. Got one more Point Horror book, and then we're going to move on. Don't forget, I'm a writer, too. I thought some kid was about to come knock on my door. Blaine Forrest, y'all. Finalist for the American Legacy Book Award, and Laughing Is Forever was just named a finalist in the International Book Award. Always a bridesmaid, as they say, but one day I'll win one. I brought 2 beers this time. The Watcher by Lyle Lyle L. Litke. The Watcher. Look how cool. That's a hand coming out of what looks like an old-ass television. Kids will never, unless they go to a museum or a dump, they will never see a big-ass TV like that would almost kill a person like me. When I was in college for the first time and had a dorm room trying to lug that big-ass heavy TV upstairs. And it was awkward to hold, too, because the back stuck out so far. She's living a soap opera. Catherine Belmont watches her soap opera, Lost River, every day. She imagines she's beautiful Cassandra Bly, the star of the show, with her sexy boyfriend's gorgeous clothes and her own red convertible. Little by little, in strange, frightening ways, Catherine's life begins to echo Cassandra's. Catherine finds herself nervously rushing home to watch the show to find out what will happen next in her own life. It's Lyle Litke's The Watcher, and it's the Last point horror book on the list. If you dig point horror, you understand. Okay, what's next? I can show y'all some middle grade books that I really got into before we move on, because I got these purely for the covers, and I'm not going to lie. And I heard about this next group from Cameron Chaney. Let's just give credit where credit is due. Cameron, give me a shout out, buddy. All right, so it's M.D. Spencer's Shivers, and there was 36 books initially in the series. I have all but 2, I think. And they're for ages 8 through 14, 120, 125 pages, and they have some of the best artwork you will ever see. This is Babyface and the Killer Mob. This is all embossed. Very cool, clever color combinations. I'm digging that, man. I am digging that. And when I saw these covers, I knew nothing about it, except that they were similar to Goosebumps. A step up after having read 11 of these books now out of the 36. M.D. Spencer, my boy, and he's written other stuff too, but they are a step up from Goosebumps. They're put into a little bit heavier, riskier situations, you know, the kids. But that's a beautiful copy, isn't it? You dirty rat. Join Joey, alias Babyface, and some goofy goons as they go from the frying pan into the fire. You see, this Joey kid wants to be in the mob. Yeah, but he's a kid. So what? He still gets his wish and a lot more. He's a real big kid now. Damn. Kind of curious to see what's up. These are all rare. Shivers books are all rare. All of these books they're hard to find. Like I said, if you got money and you got all the time in the world to search, you'll find them. But in the condition now, in good condition, fine condition, mint condition, that's very hard. And all of these books are very rare, and it's even rarer to get them in good condition. But it's madness at the mall. This is book 36. This is the last one. Madness at the Mall. I ordered this one a couple of times in the past and got some junk, some folded up, coffee stained junk in the mail, but finally got a excellent copy here. Look at this. Shop till you drop. Dead. Creepy clothes. Creepy clothes. Yes. Another rare Shivers book, hard to find, especially in good condition. If you can find these books, get them. Get them. Creepy clothes. Ready to wear. Nightmare. Have you ever been sent far away from home, all alone, to a place you've never known? Where the wind wears phantom pants and very ugly ties? God dang. That's good stuff. That's brilliant, and it rhymed. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Get people's attention. Well, that's just the spot Patricia and her brother Sam found themselves in one bright sunny day. It was bad enough that they had to stay in a strange city with their even stranger aunt, but when they find that dusty trunk full of old clothes, they travel back in time. Tailor-made for Taylor. Let me do that again. Tailor-made for terror. See, now I don't even have to ask my son to edit it. Beautiful copy, and one more, and this one's very, very hard to find. It's Weirdo Waldo's Wax Museum. Damn sticker. I could probably get it off of there, but not today. Some other time. But wow, look at these. Come on. Shivers, man. They look good on the shelf. They feel good in the hand. My God. Okay, moving on along. I'm reading my first Dead Time Stories book now, but I like them too, and for the same reason that I like Shivers. The covers were amazing. They're just eye-catching. They make you wonder just enough to want to pick it up and flip through the pages. And, you know, these, oh look, this one still has the stickers in it. These are middle grade books for kids, but who doesn't want to feel like a kid every now and then? I do. So I got all of the Dead Time Stories books now. And it was important for me to collect this entire series once I started, and who knows why, but it was. Maybe because at the time they were very rare, and as I'm looking at them, they're disappearing. You know, I'm like, buy it now, because if I don't, I might not get a chance. This is Dead Time Stories. It came from the deep. Here's one of the harder ones to find, like I said, especially in good condition. It's Dead Time Stories, Invasion of the Appleheads. Now look at that creepiness. Good. Creepy stuff, man. Come on. Nice looking book there. Dead Time Stories. A.G. Gascoigne's sisters. They wrote other books like this one. It's called In a Crooked Little House. They wrote that, and they co-authored a lot of other books. They got a lot of good stuff going for them. And now, let's see. I wanted to get these two. I haven't read any of them, but I have all of them. It's The Outer Limits by John Peel. I have all of them. They were hard to find, and they're harder to find now if you can. I don't know if you can or not. This is not print-on-demand stuff, y'all. A lot of this stuff is out of print, and that matters too. When you're looking for rare books, is it still in print? Is it out of print? Did they print so many first editions, like Stephen King books, man? Unless you got some of the really old stuff, his first editions aren't worth anything because they are mass-produced. There's just millions of them out there, so they're not rare at all, even though they're first editions, first prints. Yeah, so got all the Outer Limits, but only a couple here for you. But it was important for me to collect these, and these are going to be my kids one day. I sure are. Okay, so let me just show you these books. And I want to thank my boy Zach over at Shadyside Library, who's doing a phenomenal job, got a great inspirational channel, and that dude is inspirational to me. What up, Zach? If you're ever in Florida, holler at me, man. We'll meet up and hang out. I'll take you to the beach. All right, but he got me into Christopher Pike, and I've got most of Christopher Pike's stuff here. But I just pulled a few off the shelf because I really, really wanted Christopher Pike's work. And again, these are all first edition, first prints. After reading The Visitor, I read The Visitor and I was hooked. I haven't liked everything by him I've read. There have been a couple of duds as far as I'm concerned, but these right here are some of my favorites. Excuse me. This one was hard to find. Christopher Pike's The Hollow Skull. It's embossed. The Hollow Skull. Have you read it? What did you think? Tell me all about it, damn it. Why not? And while you're there, like and subscribe and tell your friends. I need and appreciate your support. So that's some Christopher Pike right there. The world was ending and no one knew. Let's see. Yeah, a little Archway, first edition. All right. Master of Murder. It's Master of Murder. Had to have it beautiful, embossed. Very nostalgic. Just late 80s, very early 90s, neon, summer. I just think of like fruit flavored popsicles when I see this color. Especially this lime green here. It just takes me back to, man, when I didn't have anything to do but play all day and watch TV and flirt with girls and eat popsicles. I didn't have bills. I didn't have rent. I have to worry about waking up every day for a job. Kids, you got it good. Enjoy life and be good to your parents. No one knew he was famous. And then I got a first edition, first print of Christopher Pike's The Cold One. Look at her eyes. Let's see what it says about it. The Los Angeles police are investigating 2 strings of gruesome deaths. One killer has left several horrible, mangled corpses. The other murderer kills his victims seemingly without touching them. The investigators have only a single set of fingerprints to link the 2 series of crimes. Journalist Peter Jacobs is dragged into the investigation when he receives an anonymous call from someone who knows more than he should about the murders. Guys, that does not sound like a YA book to me. I may have made a little mistake, but there's Christopher Pike, The Cold One. Was this first edition? Gotta be. Told you I don't mess around. Yay. First edition, first print. Yeah, very nice, solid copy. But here we go. And a first edition, first print, hardback copy of Christopher Pike's The Lost Mind. Have not read this one yet. I don't know, somehow that's pretty, but I always talk about wasted space. Got a nice little Mylar cover on it. First edition, first print. She didn't know what she had done. She awoke in the woods beside a dead body. There was a knife in her hand, blood on her clothes. Had she killed the young woman who lay beside her? She couldn't remember. She couldn't remember anything, not even her own name. It was as if someone had stolen her mind, stolen her soul. Do you know? I do not, but I will. All right, so that's my Christopher Pike. Just a little sample of my Christopher Pike. I think I did read The Visitor before this next series. I really dug this series. There was 15 books in it. It was written by Nicholas Pine, and it started with book number 1, which is called Lights Out. It's Terror Academy. And these books are awesome. I'm talking hard damn core. Guns, drinking, smoking, fighting, brain damage, vindictive, vengeful, female leads, badass women you don't want to mess with, okay? Because if you do, you're going to get what you got coming to you. Boy Crazy, have you read it? Boy Crazy was the first book of Terror Academy that I read. I loved it. I loved Spring Break. I'm going to read another one soon. This is Student Body, and these books are hard to find. One of these books, I think The Substitute, goes for about $800 on Amazon. You cannot find these books anywhere. And if you can, get them. Sometimes they're like $45, $50 a piece. Hang on a second, y'all. Little maintenance back here. Hey, what's that? Okay. Okay, so, yeah, Student Body, Terror Academy, Nicholas Pine. Okay. 16 Candles. I have all of these books except for The Substitute. So there's 15 books in the series. I have 14, and this started in 1993. 1993, lights out. 1993. Welcome to Central Academy. And Central Academy in these books is like Shady Side High and Fear Street. It's like any other high school on the outside, but inside, fear stalks the halls, and terror is in a class by itself. It's 16 Candles. And you're going to love looking at these. When people come to your house, they will pick them off the shelf. You'll have to say, do not touch my books. You don't know how to handle them. You don't know how to care for them. But yes, it gets people's attention. And then Breaking Up. I got this recently. I cannot find The Substitute, but when I do, I will buy it. But I was very excited to have this, and as you can see, it is pristine. Very, very nice. They all are. I try to buy them in the best condition I can possibly find them in. You know? Okay, so that's Terror Academy. I love this series. I love these books, and they're very valuable. They're very rare, and especially in good condition. If you can get them and you love YA, horror, crime, get it. Okay, what's next, y'all? We went through that. Okay. What about some Ruby Jean Jensen, The Haunting? I have a few more up here. You know, I've got Lost and Found, Night Thunder. You know, I've got a few more of her books, but this one was kind of hard to find in the good shape that it's in right now. Not the best. There's a few flaws here, but a lot of the books that I was finding from her, you know, it took a while to find them on eBay, and I can't remember the other place, but their spines were messed up, or they had real big creases, and I like them to look nice. And so, Ruby Jean Jensen, this is The Haunting. What you can't see can kill you. And then, of course, this one. This is very rare. I have a copy of this for sale on Pango, House of Horror, because I have 2 copies of it. House of Illusions, Ruby Jean Jensen. Look. Again, Cameron Chaney. He showed this to me, and as his video was going, I was looking for this book. I knew I had to have it, and I wouldn't stop until I got it, and I finally got it. And I went ahead and got another copy of it, because I didn't want to mess this one up, because it's really, really nice. Some idiot wrote that. God. But, nice book. Amy and Jody had been scared to stay with their dad for the very first time since the divorce, but living with the traveling carnival for the summer turned out to be fun. The glimmering lights on the Midway, riding the Ferris wheel, and eating hot dogs and cotton candy for dinner was their idea of pure heaven. Honestly, it don't sound too bad. Summer Terror. But it turned into a hellish nightmare the day Jody stepped into the amazing House of Illusions. It was there that she saw the clowns with their big red noses, fluffy white hair, floppy shoes, and deadly grins. Ugh, I hate clowns, man. Ugh, I do. There's nothing cool about them. They're not funny at all. I think it's because I grew up with Bozo and his sidekick Cookie. Remember that crap? They had a show in the morning, and they were spooky as hell, man. I don't know how parents let their kids hang out with them fools. All right. It was no illusion that these clowns were hungry for death. And when they set out to kill, they weren't just clowning around. That's very clever. Yeah, that's House of Illusions. Okay, so we got Christopher Pike. We got Terror Academy. We got this. We got that. Okay, moving on along here. The Descendants. Have you ever seen this book anywhere? I never have. And when I saw it, before I bought it, I looked it up and couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe now you can. I'm not saying you can't. But when I was trying to find these things, it was very difficult. Every book on this list. Even the Fear Street that are not first editions. Those editions are hard to find. The Descendants by Gene Simon. Born and yet unborn, they are the devil's own. But death did not them part. 8-year-old Courtney Kramer is a very special child, but her mother doesn't know it. In fact, beautiful divorcee ex-model Frankie Kramer hasn't a clue why moving back into her dead grandmother's California house is a really deadly mistake. See if you can find it, and then read it, and let me know what you think. Got a nice big font, too. Anybody that's been on this journey with me knows that I'm a big John Saul fan. That's Nightmares Anyone. Richard, thank you. He was a friend of John Saul's. Richard from Nightmares Anyone was a friend of John Saul's, and he has nearly every book that John Saul wrote signed. And so I got a little jealous, you know. I read Creature. I loved it. And this was after reading Point Horror and Fear Street. I wanted to just elevate it just a little bit. And so I read Creature, loved it. I read Guardian, loved it. Let's see, what else did I read? Damn, I read something else, but I loved it. And then I started reading and hearing and reviews about this book called Brainchild, and I wanted a first edition, first print hardback. Wait a minute. Yes, that's true. I did want that, but I did not get that. But I was looking for it in good condition, because a lot of his books, when you buy them secondhand, they are not in good condition. Anybody can go to Amazon and buy a new book. I look for older books, first editions with some character, boy. Hopefully some out-of-print stuff. But this is a first edition, book club edition, if that exists. Yeah. And, take me a second here. It's signed. Got his old signature there. As you guys know, I have a video on my signed books. I have a lot more that I've gotten a lot more since that video. Maybe I'll show them all again in another video, but I love signed books, and here's why. Because the author held on to it for a minute. They spent time really writing something in it, and maybe some of that awesome positive energy is transferred to the next person to hold it. But I always think about that somebody that I admire held this in their hands for a moment, and took the time to sign it. But anyway, it's John Saul's Brainchild. I've got a paperback copy of this I'll probably read when I go to read it, but it's a nice little book club edition signed in a Mylar cover, and it's important to me. And it's probably worth, $55, $60, something like that. Addison House, Claire McNally. I've got a few of her books right now. This one was kind of hard to find when I was looking for it. I only wanted it for the cover, I'm not going to lie. And now that I've read a few pages and I know what it's about, of course I'm going to read it, and I'm sure I'll like it. But the cover is what sold me. A lot of these, look at all the covers of the books that we've looked at today. They're all awesome. They all stand out in some way. Silver or gold embossed titles. Spooky ass, not too busy covers, man, that just say, you just pick it up, you say, that's wicked, man. What's this book about? And you flip through it. Boxes start to get checked, and before long you're carrying it home, and it has a new home on your shelf somewhere. But what is the secret of Addison House? Read the damn book and find out. We only have 2 more books. I'm so happy that you've stuck with me. I didn't mean for these to be last. It's not like they're more important, than any of the others. But once I got into Fear Street and started reading R.L. Stine, I just tried to get my hands on anything I could find by him. In fact, right behind me here, I've got Red Rain. Red Rain. This is not a YA novel. It's an adult horror novel, but it's signed too. I even have a copy of Shark Night signed. But I just tried to get everything I could get my hands on by R.L. Stine because I just knew I was going to like it. And if there were any flaws, I could just look past it because it's just pure fun. But he wrote two books called The Dangerous Girls. And at the time I was looking for these, they were very, very hard to find. You can probably find copies now. I don't know. I think this one is a first edition, first print, and this one, I don't know if it's a first edition, but that's part 1, and this is 2. Let's see. Yep, this is a first edition too. And this is a first edition with the Mylar cover on it. And guess what, folks? It too is signed. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. Guys, these are the books that I miss. When I'm out of town, I call my mom and I say, hey, Mom, how's that bookshelf doing? Everything okay? I think about them. I care about them. I like to look at them. If I write another book, I'm going to use these as inspiration for cover designs and interior layout and whatnot. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please drop me a line in the comments. Let me know what your favorite books are. What are the coolest, rarest, most special books that you have in your collection? Guys, you're so awesome for putting up with me. This is a 41-minute long video. And it's been a blast, but I'm going to shut up. I love you guys. Stay cool and never stop reading.